Recognize myself for 5 minutes for questions. And before I do so, I just want to make two quick points. Number one, I am in the similar boat as Chairman Lamar Smith as I serve on the Judiciary Committee, and so I will be in and out the balance of this hearing, running down those stairs and back up, which apparently is a better use of my transportation mode than the weekly round trip from here to Phoenix that I take, so which makes me very nervous. Dr. Jacobs, the Department of Commerce recently sent out a request for information seeking public comments on federal space weather policy. Among other things, the RFI seeks input on ways to advance engagement with the private sector in this effort. Can you please give us an idea of how the private sector might enhance the National Space Weather Strategy?
What we're interested in learning from that is if they have any capabilities, either ground-based sun-facing or space-based sun-facing, observing capabilities that could enhance our mission, or possibly even forecasting technologies or capabilities.
Thank you. And Dr. Tobiska, can you tell me, please tell the committee how space environment technologies can aid the federal government in improving its national space weather strategy?
In particular, the commercial sector, first of all, sees that it is in partnership with the agencies and academia in helping build this enterprise. The commercial sector has evolved over the last 15 to 20 years. And specifically, there's examples of what the commercial sector can do right now. In the ionosphere, for the scintillation side of it, there are companies that are producing high-quality, gold standard scintillation monitors that can be used by NOAA for that capability. For the aircraft radiation environment, companies are building monitoring devices for use on aircraft. In fact, we learned from the tropospheric weather community how to send that data down to the ground via Iridium satellite in real time. There's a lot of good NASA, NOAA, NSF, and FAA research aircraft that are flying those instruments right now. And even the commercial space transportation sector is starting to buy those kind of dosimeters. So the bottom line is that the commercial sector has a lot of capability for instrumentation, for some data production. There's colleagues in the audience here who produce solar energetic particle forecasts, and those kind of activities can actually be transitioned into products and services useful for the agencies. So.
Thank you. And Dr. Tobiska, can you briefly provide some examples of ways the federal government can improve its coordination with companies like yours? And then I'll ask Dr. Jacobs and Dr. Spann and Dr. Gibson the same question.
Sure. That's an excellent question, and I really appreciate you asking it. That was actually a big topic in the sidebar meetings last week at the Space Weather Workshop that was hosted by NOAA and other agencies in Boulder. In particular, the big tentpole that exists right now for this collaboration is not having a common table to sit at, not having a process in place. Over the years, there has been friction between companies and agencies. It's because in agencies, there's researchers, which are good, and they're very enthusiastic about doing activities, but sometimes they don't know what's going on in the commercial sector. And so there's been a competition at different times in the past. However, I think across the board on the commercial sector, we see it extremely important and very possible that the commercial and the academic and the agency guys sit down at some kind of process, rather than we all being in a swimming pool right now, splashing each other. If we could determine a process to determine our swim lanes, that would really help, I think, ease any friction in the future and enable us to best use our resources where we're having expertise in each area.
Dr. Jacobs, do you concur? You want to expand on that?
Yes, I do. This is one of the reasons why we released the RFI, was because it's hard for us to sort of define swim lanes if we don't know what the other swimmers are doing. So it's of interest to us to learn what's going on in the commercial sector, so there's no duplicative efforts in development, and also any capabilities that they may have to help us transition research to operational forecasting faster.
Regrettably, my time is expired, and now I'm going to recognize the gentleman from Colorado, Mr. Perlmutter, for his 5 minutes for his questions.